Hello, I'm Dr. Warren Lee. I'm a Paediatric Endocrinologist and I work at my own clinic, Dr. Warren Lee's Paediatrics Growth and Diabetes Center. But the most important thing is to find out why is the child not growing. Some children aren't eating right. Some children aren't sleeping right. Some children have a lot of allergies like nose allergies, blocked airways, or eczema that keeps them scratching and up all night, or not really having deep sleep all night. And growth hormone actually only comes out during deep sleep. So if you're not sleeping well, not resting well, that can interfere with growth hormone, and that can affect growth. A child who has tall parents or above average parents, but is shorter than 2 standard deviations compared to the parents, in other words, maybe about 10 centimeters shorter than the parents' height if the child was growing just like the parents. Okay, there's a way of calculating that. Then there's actually quite a high percentage of children with what we call treatable pathology in this group. So you don't have to be shorter than the third shortest child out of 100 in order to have something that can benefit from medication. Some of these criteria for referral or some of these criteria for treatment are vestiges of the past where the needs were great, the resources were few, and doctors had to choose whom to treat. So you look for the ones who are the worst off. But in this day and age, children are precious. I have many kids where parents are tall, the kids average, and they've come for an opinion, and actually we look and actually there was a reason why the kids were shorter than their parents, and you find that reason out, you fix that, and there's no reason why they need to be just average. They can actually be as tall as their parents. Some people think that you have late bloomers or people who have later growth spurts and they will catch up. The problem about that is that firstly, many of the people who actually have later growth spurts don't actually catch up all the way. They will have the later growth spurts, but the later growth spurts is not enough to actually give them normal height. Okay? And that's also because the reason why they had a late growth spurt in the first place is that there was something going on, there was some illness going on. Okay, so these guys not only will get the growth spurts later, but they may not get a fully normal growth spurt. Sometimes people again talk about catching up when they've had a poor start. The problem is all growth is geometric, x to the power of y. So if you start out small, if you catch up, your degree of catch up may not be sufficient to actually give you a good height at the start of puberty, and therefore a good height at the end of puberty. Before puberty, we try and get you up to a good height so that when you start puberty, you start at an appropriate height and hopefully nature does the rest. Alternatively, if you're already in puberty but you're not really at a good height, we can try and push up your height during puberty or stop puberty for a while to try and give you a bit more time, get you more height so that you actually again end up appropriately. We should not be in the business of making people abnormally tall or just trying to fulfill their ego needs. But I think it is important to make sure that children end up with a good functional height. That means you should be tall enough not to be socially disadvantaged, tall enough to be able to buy clothes easily and buy shoes easily, and tall enough not to be adversely impacted by people's biases against short people in work, study or in employment or spousal selection. And I think that's the reality of it. I hope I've been able to answer some of the burning questions which I find that my patients are often asking me about what to look out for in terms of growth and development in their children. If you've got questions about your own child, it may be useful to seek a second opinion because this is a rapidly changing field. Many of the developments in this field have been quite recent. Not all doctors are aware of what nowadays can be done for children with a growth problem.